what advice would you have for them about dealing with the uncertainty that they have in their life? Maybe they're not sure what they want to do with their life. They're uncertain about their next step. Um, what does your book say about that, or what would you say about that dealing with a young person?
I think the first is like the self-compassion that like this is like really tumultuous like times like in the world. Like there's a thing called the uncertainty index, which measures the amount of geopolitical uncertainty in the world, and it's like off the charts. Like we are 4 times more uncertain today than we were in like the mid 1990s. Like when we were kids, like I feel like 1996, 1997 in retrospect is like, oh, that was like, the major scandal was like Monica Lewinsky. Now there's like all these like, massive wars going on. And also there's just like more technological rapid change around AI and just various other kinds of things. So I think the first is self-compassion for young people. Like it is not necessarily an easy time in the world, and it's important to kind of recognize like that. And also just being young isn't always easy too. There's a lot of uncertainty with that. The second piece of advice is it's really important to actually like embrace the uncertainty that isn't out there. And the more that you run from uncertainty, and the more that even more are importantly in some ways, the more you run from challenge, like the more that you actually make yourself vulnerable to the world. Because you can't choose the amount of uncertainty out there, but you can choose how you respond to it. So the second piece of advice is that recognizing we all have different circumstances and capacities, like socioeconomic realities, to take risks. It's important to get out of your comfort zone and push yourself and build your risk-taking muscles a little bit every day so you can better thrive when things like happen. To go back to Israel example, I think I've been to Israel. I know lots of Israelis. Like I think their toleration for like risk and uncertainty, not just in politics, but in like business, is like way higher because they live with like constant uncertainty every day. Versus in Canada, it's like we got it pretty easy for a lot of things. Not perfect, but pretty easy. So I find a lot of times Canadians or like New Zealanders, Australians, there may be capacity for risk is like there's not been that same sense of urgency. So there's not that same risk-taking kind of culture always. That being said, I think there's a lot of people in Canada and other places that are huge risk takers. But just to say that I think that, as Tony Robbins said, tough times make tough people and weak times make weak people. And I think even if you're living in a time that's pretty cozy, then get yourself out of your coziness and push yourself to be a better version and to make yourself tougher. The final third piece of advice that I would say is really important is be adaptable. Like I think a lot of people think this is my plan. I'm going to go med school and I'm going to do this and do this after 5 years and yada, yada, yada. Like the world is changing really rapidly. You need to like build really adaptive plans, and you think around like what are the things you're passionate about, but don't be too rigid in what your goals are or what you think your passions are. So embrace adaptability. So anyway, those would be the 3 core things: self-compassion, risk-taking muscles, build adaptable plans, because we live in a world where plans are perhaps less and less useful.
Thank you very much for tuning in to that clip. If you enjoyed it, then you'll love the full-length episode right here. Right here. Click it. Go ahead.